students of class 12th, आप birth control पढ़ रहे हैं. Now the last measure of the birth control is sterilization. Sterilization is a technique which is employed for both males and females. In case of males, the sterilization involved is known as vasectomy. Vasectomy. In vasectomy, the vasa deferentia, singular vas deferens, is cut and the cut ends are ligated. Vasa deferentia cut and the cut ends are ligated so that the sperms cannot go forward and they cannot reach the other part, that is urethra. Automatically they cannot reach the female genital tract. This is a sterilization technique in case of males, which is known as vasectomy, where ligation of the vas deferens is done and the cut ends are ligated so that the sperm transport is stopped. Sperms cannot go ahead beyond this point. In case of females, the sterilization technique is known as tubectomy. Tubectomy. In tubectomy, what is done? The fallopian tube is cut and the cut ends are ligated so that the egg from the ovary, if it goes into the fallopian tube, in the ampulla of the fallopian tube, it cannot go ahead for fertilization. It can remain in the funnel, infundibulum only, and it cannot reach the fertilization site so that there will be no conception. Tubectomy, cut of the fallopian tube of the oviduct. Fallopian tube भी इसको कहते हैं, oviduct भी कहते हैं. Now, there is another technique which is also included in birth control, which is known as MTP. MTP means medical termination of pregnancy. Medical termination of pregnancy. In medical termination of pregnancy, the abortion is done within the first 12 weeks, which is known as first trimester. फर्स्ट ट्राइमेस्टर में अबॉर्शन किया जाता है. It is known as medical termination of pregnancy, and this medical termination of pregnancy is allowed. It was legalized by Indian government in 1971. 1971 में ये legalize हुआ, and in about 40 to 50 million MTPs are practiced in the country. In the medical termination of pregnancy, the fetus may be surgically removed or it may be removed with the help of medicines so that problem cannot arise. Sometimes the pregnancy is ectopic pregnancy, while it is very important MTP, otherwise it may create problem for the pregnant mother, or there may be some congenital disorder within the fetus which also can add to the harm of the mother. For these processes, when the pregnancy is undesirable, or in case of rare cases, MTP is practiced. Now, ahead we can go towards STD. STD stands for sexually transmitted diseases. Sexually transmitted diseases. sexually transmitted sexually transmitting diseases, STDs. There are so many diseases which are transmitted sexually by unprotected sexual intercourse, or they may spread by sharing infected needles from an infected to a normal person, or they may spread by means of blood transfusion. These are called sexually transmitting diseases. These STDs may spread due to the pathogens, like there are so many pathogens, viruses are there, bacteria are there, chlamydia are there, spirochetes are there, protozoans are there. These are the agents that can cause STDs. Some STDs are viral, some are bacterial, some are even fungal, chlamydial, spirochete STDs, protozoan STDs. Now, the symptoms of the STDs, there occurs discharge from the affected part, itching may occur, fever may occur, and if it will be remain untreated, if it will remain untreated, it cannot be cured, if it will not be consulted by a doctor, then so many problems will arise. Like in females, a problem will arise which is known as PID. PID stands for pelvic inflammatory disease. Pelvic inflammatory disease can occur in females. Pelvic inflammatory disease. Inflammatory disease. There will be cancer, even cancer of the reproductive tract. There will be abortion. These are the consequences if it is left untreated. Infertility can also occur if the STDs are not cured. Infertility. Now, how we can prevent these STDs? STDs can be prevented by means of some measures, as we know, by unprotected sexual intercourse. We will use condoms, we will use family homes while there is sexual intercourse, so that the STDs cannot spread. We will not share the blood between the partners without testing. First, testing should be done to the blood, and then it should be given to the patient. It should not contain any STD organism. Another, we cannot give unsterilized syringe while injecting a patient. We should use the sterilized syringes only.